and welcome to Baking with Janet episode 2. As you can see, I've got a guest with me today. This is Maureen Thornborough from Wheatley Lane Church, and Maureen's going to be making a sausage pie. I'm going to be making a sausage plat in this first part, and then we'll do two other things with the puff pastry. Now, if you want to spend a couple of hours making your own pastry, go ahead. But we're using packet pastry because it's just as good. It's really good. It's the bought packet puff pastry. So we're using that. Now you can either get it in a block, as Maureen's using, or ready rolled. It's up to you. Okay, Maureen's going to start with the pie.
Rolling it out into a circle.
And how thick do you reckon, Maureen, for base of a pie?
Yeah, I don't like it very thick.
No,
so,
I don't.
What would you think? A penny? Half a penny?
Yeah.
Something like that. 'Cause I don't like thick pastry at all.
So Maureen's very experienced. She was a professional baker, so yes, you were.
No more professional than you, Janet. You taught it.
Will you teach us?
I think that's long enough now, isn't it?
Yeah.
You do this. It goes in your dish.
So it's loosely lined. And then does it matter what we start with, Maureen?
Sausage meat first.
Sausage meat first.
So, flour your board. You should be able to roll your sausage meat. If not, do it with your hand. Put it in and just pat it down. But if you can roll it, it's better.
I've never seen that done before.
Just need lots of flour.
Yeah.
And then it's picking it up. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks about right to me. Well done.
And then press it down.
And can you put anything else in the sausage?
Yeah, you could
Maureen?
do some onions, fry them and then put them in red onions, or you could do an apple and put some apple in, just cook it lightly and mix it in with your sausage meat before and then roll it out. Now I'm going to put some eggs on this now.
So it's just sliced hard boiled eggs.
Yeah. I've seasoned the eggs with some pepper.
So how many layers will this be, Maureen?
I'm going to try and do 3. If I can. There's enough eggs in there, I think. What do you think there? Oops.
So is that another layer of sausage meat and then tomato? Yeah. So it's just as before.
Whoops. Put some more in. And then
Yeah, that's right.
that's it. Press it down. Make sure it all's all covered. And then put some tomatoes on. Put a little bit.
Could you just use one or the other if you wanted to?
You could just do all egg, all tomatoes. You could do tomatoes and eggs together. If you want that, I suppose you could put peppers, you can put what you want in, something that will cook with your sausage meat.
Yeah. So you finish off with sausage
Layer
meat?
of sausage meat,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's important if you're using packet puff pastry that you take it out of the fridge before you need it, otherwise this will be a bit difficult to roll. So I think they do suggest on the packet that you take it out beforehand. Ooh, God bless.
Then egg the sides.
And then always trim away from yourself, then there's no, you don't want any blue blasters this week, like last time. You can tell she's professional, look at that.
And then really egg the top, plenty of egg on the top.
And then temperature in the oven, Maureen?
About 200. And depends there again, it depends on your oven, doesn't it? How
Yeah.
long it takes. Good half hour, might be longer. But it all depends on your oven. There we are.
Lovely.
That's it.
So that's going
I'll put that
in. I think I've turned it down a bit more.
Yeah. Put it on there. That's it.
Lovely. Okay, so I'm going to continue with the sausage meat theme, and I'm doing a sausage plat. So we need some seasoning, black pepper, my fave, all the way around, a little bit of salt in. Some mixed herbs, mixed dried herbs are fine.
Yeah, you could put other things in that as well, couldn't you,
You
Joanna?
could, yeah.
If you wanted
Yeah,
to.
you could, yeah, apple.
Yeah.
I think we did one at
Yeah.
Brighcliffe Road, didn't we? Put some Branston
That,
on.
yeah, Branston, yeah.
Yeah. A finely chopped onion. Wasn't going to stand here and chop it, because you all know how to chop an onion, I'm sure. If you don't, and you're a child, get your mother to do it. Or your father. Why not the father? So that's finely chopped, thank you, Maureen. And then it's get your hands in. So you need nice clean hands, and you're going to mix all this together. And I couldn't get block pastry. I would have used block and rolled it out, but they only had the ready rolls, so a bit more expensive. You don't need to do that, just roll it out into a rectangle. The only thing with puff pastry is using leftover pastry. If you still want that flaky, puffy effect, then you need to layer the pastry. Any offcuts, layer them up and roll them, otherwise you won't get the same layering as you do on the first time. So that's the sausage meat and onion with the herbs done. Thank you. Thank you, Maureen. It's nice having an assistant. So this is rolled into an oblong, and this is where there will be a diagram on the recipe on the website to show you how to cut it, but it's fairly straightforward. So if you visually, or just put a mark in about a third, cut into, so you cut out two, probably about 2 inches, 5 centimetres, and then up to the top corner, get rid of that. Again on that side, up to the top corner, you notice I'm layering it, and then do not cut through your pastry, just mark it, because otherwise you'll be in a right mess.
Easily done.
And then cut the bottom, third, and this time you're going parallel with your first cut on both sides. And then to the line, the little line that I've just made, cut into strips. And that's it. You can do this with other things. It doesn't have to be sausage and meat. You can make a cheese and onion, cheese and tomato if you wanted to.
Mincemeat, sweet mincemeat.
Sweet mincemeat's nice, yeah. And then same on the other side. And then you're going to pop your sausage meat into the centre part and shape it into a block. Try and get it as even as possible. I need to wash my fingers again now, won't I? Need to wash my fingers again. Whilst I'm doing that, Maureen, can you milk on
Egg milk it. So you have to plenty of egg and milk on.
Oh, thank you.
Like a painter.
Cheers, my dear. So if you do that at this stage, it saves you having to do it every single one. That woman's coming back. I'm sorry. Wet your two ends because you want the pastry to stick to that part. And then you are just folding over from one side, then the other, all the way down, following the lines that you've just done. All the way down, and you can see you're forming a plait down the centre. Now if you wanted to, you could put on that, on top of the sausage meat, if you wanted some savoury pickle, Branston pickle, something like that, which is quite nice. All the way down. When you get to the ends, just wrap it under. That's it. Will that fit on that one? Just do it that way. And again, egg the top. And this, once the pastry is nice and brown, I would probably cover it with loosely with foil and let the sausage meat cook, because you don't want it to be a raw sausage meat inside. It's a little bit dangerous. So until it's thoroughly cooked, probably about half an hour to 3/4 of an hour. I mean, you could make your sausage meat a bit thinner than that, it'd cook quicker if you wanted to. And that's again going into a hot oven. Right, next one is a cheese and tomato bars. And this one, because it's ready rolled, I'm going to just fold it over. Normally I would use 2 pieces of pastry and put one on top of the other, but this one's easier. So cheese to within probably 2 centimetres of the edge. This is really an easy one. Very tasty for buffets, etc., or for suppers. It's dead easy if you get guests and you want something really quick. It's nice and tasty. So cheese, and then slices of tomato. And then wet round the edge, just the 3, because you're going to fold this one over. Then fold, oh God, could have put a bit extra on there, but I'll trim that off. So fold that over, and then trim. That's okay. And then I'm going to, just a different edge, is just seal it well, and then with your knife, just make little layers in it, in your edge. As neat as you can. Now if you were doing two separate pieces of pastry, you'd obviously need to do that down that side as well. Slipping. A bit slippery knife, Maureen. And you don't need to put any seasoning in this because the cheese will have quite a bit of salt in it. And then final edge. Twice, I think. And then using your thumb to push out and the back of your knife to pull in, you just make a nice scalloped edge all the way around. Again, egg glaze. Don't put your egg glaze on the ends because it'll set and your edges won't puff up. It'll seal it. So just on the top. Lovely. And then very carefully, whoop. And into a hot oven. Thanks, Maureen. And then, okay. And then the final dish today is cheese and onion pinwheels, which again is really good for buffets, for your children's packed lunches. Really easy to make. Don't want to put too much in, really, otherwise it's all going to come oozing out.
Yeah.
A bit more in that corner. Then I'm going to egg just one side. I'm going to roll up to that one. And then a bit like the whirligig that we made last time. Use your pastry to... Maureen, do you want to do that side and I'll do this side? So gently roll and seal the bottom. Lovely, lovely. Thank you. The seal on the bottom. And then I'm going to chop that bit off because it didn't have any filling in. And again, it's a sawing action rather than a pressing action. Yes, please, Maureen. And then, thank you. And then leave a bit of space between these because they will, hopefully, says she, hopefully, they will spread a little bit. You could do this one with sausage meat if you wanted. Just spread the sausage meat out on the roll and put onion on top. That works quite well. Sausage pinwheels. Oh, that's a nice one. There we go. This is what we've produced this afternoon. Hope you've enjoyed it. This, I don't know whether I mentioned, but once you get your sausage plat to this stage where it's nice and golden brown, loosely cover with foil, turn the oven down a bit and just let the sausage meat inside cook. If you want to make the sausage meat a bit thinner, obviously it'll cook a lot faster. So that's an option for you. Right, I'd like to thank Maureen for guesting this afternoon and making a sort of famous sausage pie. Thank you. If you would like to be a guest on Baking with Janet, then just email into the circuit office with your favourite dish, your signature dish, and I'll contact you and try and fit you in, try and fit it in with what I'm planning to do. Okay, thank you. Bye. Baking with Janet, sorry. So we're going for real now? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we are ready at once as well.
Now, if you'd like to be a guest on Baking with Janet, just email it in on, where would they do that, Crispin? Circuit, on the Circuit website or email, or Circuit office maybe. Can you edit all this? Do you want me to start again? Where would the email?